Of A Fighting Chance, out now, published by Metropolitan Books. And Senator, you make it clear you don't have a whole lot of confidence in the ability of the private sector to manage much beyond its own self-interests. What gives you confidence that the public sector can do better?
Well, because that is the job of the public sector. We've got to have a cop on the beat. Look, you take white pills, right? And you're pretty confident that those are antibiotics that your doctor prescribed. Why? Because there's a Food and Drug Administration that administers to make sure that's the case. You buy a toy for your kid. You're pretty confident that there's no lead in the paint, you know, that the baby's going to be chewing on. Why? Because we've got a Consumer Product Commission that makes sure that it's safe. You fly on airplanes. We've got an FAA to make sure those planes don't run into each other and that they're properly maintained. The government is out there working in the public interest so that everybody else can do their job.
Well, I understand the concept of the cop on the beat, absolutely.
Yeah.
But let's take a look at health care reform, for instance.
Sure.
There's a case of where the government is not just proposing to be the cop on the beat, but to be, to a great extent, the overseer, the manager, even short of single payer in the current plan, of a huge chunk of the nation's economy. And given some of them, their inability to even get a functioning website up in time, how can people be confident that this management will be superior to that of the private sector?
Well, let's look at the difference between what the government proposes and the private sector. Sure, boy, did they mess up the website. And let's also keep in mind, private enterprise sometimes messes up the website too, but they're making it better. They'll get there. What are the rules? Let's look at the key rules. Insurance companies can't cancel you out anymore when you get sick. That's what one of the new rules under the Affordable Care Act is. People who've had conditions like high blood pressure or they had breast cancer years ago can't be refused insurance just because of a pre-existing condition. Preventive care like colonoscopies and mammograms for seniors are going to be free because in the long run it's going to mean we spend less on health care. Closing the donut hole so that seniors don't have to pay as much for their health care. All of those are parts of the Affordable Care Act. Oh, and should I leave out young people who get to stay on their parents' insurance policy? That's a cop on the beat. A cop on the beat who says insurance companies don't get to cancel sick people. They don't get to keep sick people out of insurance. They have to take care of preventive services. I think those are really fine provisions. That's what the Affordable Care Act is about, and that's going to help America get healthier and have better health outcomes at lower costs overall.
Surely you would acknowledge that it remains to be seen whether costs will be contained.
Well, actually, the early data show that the costs have come down. I mean, these are numbers. The numbers are there from the CBO, and they show that we have brought down the increase in health care costs and that we seem to be headed in the right direction.
The book is called A Fighting Chance. It's published by Metropolitan Books. There it is. Check it out. And Senator Warren, we always appreciate you coming by. The red carpet's always out.
Oh, it's always good to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Senator Elizabeth Warren, that's it for me. Now, it's back to my colleagues for more WBZ News.